Hello and welcome to another Big Orbit Games unboxing video. I'm Chris and today we are looking at the Dragon Ball Super card game Dark Invasion Starter Deck. New release, very excited to check out what's in here from set 3. If I can ever get into the box, which is probably not going to happen. There it goes. Okay, got there in the end. Alright. So, we've got this lovely playmat. I do think I prefer this one to the other one. So yeah, it kind of gives you an overview of where to put everything if you're learning the game, which is kind of nice. Also it gives you like FAQ, like the terms within the game, that's what everything means, and any major rules amendments that have happened since, let's say, 1 or 2, which there have been quite a few of them. Mostly stuff from like when things gets released in the States early and then we don't get it for a while and then they find out it's actually broken and so it gets errated before it even gets to us. So I'm sure that'll be in the rules somewhere, looking at you, Freezer. So there's also the kind of how to play sheet. So you've got game flow, main phases, battle phase, and how to combo and things like that. And just generally like an introduction to the game, how to win, the different card types, the flow of the game, essentials and prep. So useful for new players. We're not going to go into it too much here, but it is worth looking through if you are new to the game. Let's try and find the easy open. Somewhere there, there it goes. Alright, let's see what we've got. So, the masked Scion is the front side of the leader. So, he has activate main. Once per turn, place the top 3 cards of your deck in the drop area. If you place a black card in the drop area with this skill, this card gains critical. So when this card, critical, it's just critical. For the duration of the turn, if a card of any other colour is placed into the drop area, this card also gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So basically give him critical and plus 5,000 power if you're playing a dual colour deck. At least you have the possibility of doing that. You awaken at 4 or less, and you can draw 2 cards and flip this card over. Pretty standard stuff from the awaken side of things. 10k, usual sort of baseline for a starter deck leader. So, when he flips, he awakens into Bardock, Unbound by Darkness. So he's 15k, and he has an activate main. Once per turn, place the top 3 cards of your deck into the drop area. If you place a black card in the drop area with a skill, this card gains critical, and if any other coloured card, it also gains plus 5,000 power for the duration. So same as the front side, but he also has an auto, so when he attacks, draw a card, and is 15k. So I mean, it's nothing game breaking. Having the exact same ability, a lot of leaders have like a slightly upgraded version of their ability, but this seems to be just the same. So I don't know, it's a black leader, I guess. So if you want to play the black deck, sure. Then we've got Killer Sword Trunks. So I am actually just going to look at the other one because although that is really nice foiling, it's also a teeny bit difficult to read. So let's go with the same card but without the foiling. So it's a 4-drop, and it's a black card. So he has Xeno Evolve of 4, evolves onto a Trunks Xeno, and has a double strike. So this card inflicts 2 damage instead of 1. And an auto, when a card evolves into this card, choose up to 1 battle card in your warp with energy cost of 3 or less and play it. So that's not too bad, actually. It's only a one-off thing, but still getting something 3 cost that you've kind of put into the warp is quite nice. And it's 20k for 4. I think this is kind of the interesting part. Normally a card of this cost would have, you know, pay 1 and get 10k. This is still a 0 for 5k, so interesting. Then you've got Quick Blade Trunks. So 2-drop, Overwhelm 2, if you have at least 2 cards in your drop area, you can play this card by sending all cards in your drop area to the warp. At the end of that turn, send this card from the battle area to your warp. Overwhelm can be activated once per turn. So, yeah, I mean, that's a way to get cards from your drop area into the warp, which then Killer Sword Trunks brings them back. So kind of interesting. And he's 2 for 15k, so nice baseline, and 5,000 for 0 for combo is quite nice on a card like that. So Encroaching Threat Masked Scion, so 4-drop, 20k. It has a permanent, so this card can attack battle cards that are in active mode, which is quite nice. And permanent, when you've sent 7 or more cards to your warp, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand and warp by 1. Which makes him become 3 cost in the warp, which means Killer Sword Trunks can bring him back. I'm just going to move those up there a little bit. So yeah, that's quite nice as well. 2 of in the deck. Power Aura Mirror. 3-drop, Overwhelm 3. So yeah, play it from the warp or play things from the warp. Permanent, when you have 3 or more cards in your warp, this gains 5,000 power. If you have 5 or more cards in your warp, this card gains an additional 5,000 power. So 10k if you have 5 or more cards in your warp. So quite nice. 3-drop, 25k, just by exiling all the cards from your drop zone. Then you got Sun Gohan, Family of Justice. So this is a set 1 card that happened to make it into the deck. So 2-drop, 10k with blocker. Pretty standard stuff. Energy Power Gotenks, some more set 1 stuff. Bundle of Curiosity, Son Goku, so set 2. 2-drop for 10k, when you play this card, draw a card. Replaces itself, so quite nice. 2 of in there, you got Vegeta from set 2 as well, so 2-drop 15k. 4 of. And then you got Pressure Assault Super Saiyan Son Goku. It's set 3 cards, so 5-drop 3 of it needing to be green for a 20k with dual attack, so you can attack twice. And auto, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO that card. That is pretty nice. Just being able to dual attack as well as killing off something guaranteed is really nice. And there's a whole playset of 4 in there as well. It's quite cool. So Unyielding Justice SS2 Trunks. 4-drop, 2 of it requiring to be green for a 20k battle card with Evolve. So you can evolve him for 3, playing it on top of Future Trunks. He has blocker and barrier, and when a card evolves into this card, draw a card. So I mean, that's pretty nice. Barrier and blocker. So your opponent can't remove them with that easily. So yeah, nice card. And another play set in there. You got Trunks Bridge to the Future. So 1-drop green for a 5k. With an auto, when you play this card, look at the 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 Scion among them and add it to your hand, then place the rest of the cards in the drop area. Not a bad effect really. You kind of want stuff in the drop zone because then you can add it to the warp and bring it back with other cards, or just use it to fuel your other cards as well. So it's not a bad 1-drop really, and there's 4 of those in there. Then we've got Unrelenting Assault Trunks, so 3-drop, 15k with Overwhelm 3, and an auto, which is this card. When this card is sent into the warp from your battle area or deck, add it to your hand. That's quite cool. Just keep bringing him back from the warp. So use him for fuel, but also by sending him to the warp from other cards' effects, but then you get him back to hand, so you can do it all over again. So quite cool. Supreme Kai of Time, World Protector, 2-drop 12k with super combo. You only have 4 super combo cards in your deck. And when you combo with this card, if there are 5 or more cards in your warp, draw a card, and this card gains plus 10,000 combo power for the duration of the turn. So you obviously want to keep fueling your warp. And there's an entire playset of those in there as well. And you got Toa Space Time Unleashed, 1-drop 5k. With an auto, when you play this card, look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 Mirror or Master Scion among them, and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So a 5k that replaces itself, which you can then combo from the battle zone with. It's pretty nice. Just choose for the stuff that you really want. Then you've got Dark Plot, so 4-drop with I've just lost the words. Activate main, choose up to 1 battle card in your warp with an energy cost of 4 or less and play it. If you use this skill to play a battle card with Overwhelm, choose up to 3 of your energy and switch them to active mode. So that's quite cool. So play stuff from the warp that costs 4 or less, and also get some energy back for the turn. It's quite nice. And Time's Judgment. 1-drop, counter-attack, negate the attack, then you may place 2 cards from your hand into the drop area. If you do so, add this card to your hand. Yeah, so you can keep getting it back and negating future attacks. It's a fair strategy. You're going to run out of cards quickly, but, you know, never mind. So overall, it's a bit of a combo-y deck, using the warp a lot. Some good payoff cards in the Killer Sword Trunks. And obviously the leader works quite nicely with that whole theme as well. Not sure how well it pans out against the other starter deck. It's certainly an interesting deck. Completely different strategy to the other one. So it's something that I would be interested to see them played against each other, to be honest, and see how each one plays the matchup. But I mean, even if you don't play against other starter decks, it's a good basis for another to build on. And you can actually do that by using our website, bigorbigcards.co.uk, where you can buy and sell all the cards you've seen in the video today, as well as all of the other Dragon Ball Super card game cards, including set 3, which is releasing very, very soon. So thank you for watching, stay tuned for more Dragon Ball unboxing videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.